Self-care is not always about feeling good about yourself, even though a lot of people would define it that way, that self-care is about feeling happy about myself. Self-care is not only about doing activities that bring you pleasure and enjoyment, even though a lot of people believe that that's what it means. That's how they'll define it, that self-care is finally getting to do the things that I couldn't do. It's putting my needs first. It's having my me time. They think that that's what self-care is. And so they travel alone because that's what self-care is. They buy things for themselves. They spend time in a spa alone. They do a lot of things that bring them pleasure, that bring them comfort, that bring them enjoyment. And if these things are done without any reflection, without any level of self-awareness, without any identification of what exactly about you needs to be taken care of, which emotions need to be taken care of, which aspects of your identity need to be taken care of, then it's just self-indulgence. If you're traveling and the reason you're traveling is because you want to run away from these problems that are going on in your current environment, whether it's at work or at home, and your mind is feeling very troubled in those geographical places. So you're thinking, if I change my geography, then I'm going to be free of all these problems. But then you don't realize that you're carrying the mind that is already trapped in these problems in you to that next geographical location. And so you're there, wonderful sceneries, beautiful ambience, everything seems perfect, but you just can't bring yourself to enjoy it. You can't just bring yourself to experience it because your mind is still trapped in your previous geographical location. So the entire time you're trying to be happy, you're trying to be present, you're trying to experience the enjoyment. That's not self-care, that's self-indulgence. Sometimes self-care is sitting in the displeasure of the difficulty that you're going through, sitting in the discomfort, spending time in that discomfort, in that pain, to try and understand it, to prepare your mind to be ready and willing to receive that travel experience. Self-care is sometimes spending a long time with yourself, becoming aware of yourself, reflecting on what is happening to you, gaining clarity so that your mind then can become ready to enjoy that new outfit that you're buying, to enjoy that new car that you want to purchase, to be able to enjoy that meal that you want to have on your own. So self-care is not just waking up and going to do stuff that make you happy. That is, for example, if you're feeling disappointed, if you're feeling small, if you're feeling perhaps criticized, and you don't want to feel that, to feel those negative feelings, you going on a trip so that you can change that feeling is essentially escaping that emotion. And in the moment, it can be helpful. I mean, that's why we have defense mechanisms. Defense mechanisms are supposed to give us a short period of time to not experience the intensity of the negative emotions, but eventually we have to come up with coping mechanisms that are active and conscious. And so in the moment, you numbing that pain, you trying to reduce the intensity of that pain is not a problem, but it's not self-care. It's just soothing that pain. It's like an emotional pacifier. Eventually you need active strategies, active ways to deal with the problem. Now, self-care is those active ways that you're going to have to come up with to deal with the problem, so that when you're taking that trip, your mind is clear. It might not be pain-free, you might not have become emotionally free from the difficulties, but you're ready to receive that travel experience. You're ready to breathe fresh air in a different place as part of your healing process, as part of your self-care process. So self-care without self-reflection is self-indulgence. And that's why most people would refer to self-care as selfish. And the person who's being told that self-care is selfish might feel hurt because they haven't quite taken the time to completely understand, to have the awareness of why they're actually doing what they're doing. Because in essence, the self-care activity they're engaging in is actually an escape from the challenges that they're facing. And like I said, in the moment, it's soothing. It's pacifying the negative emotional experience, but it's not really taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is spending time with the displeasure that's going on in your life. It's trying to understand the discomfort that you're experiencing, the conflict, the tension that you're going through before you actually go and do that activity of self care.